Hello everybody and welcome to another Great live stream. Has been this wonderful Sunday. Can I make this? Yeah, this is gonna be slightly better. Hello here and sit. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'll be coming better to watch my live stream. I did finally work on some of my stream settings. I mean, this cam being a bit too big is not ideal. Wait, let me. Hello, my beast bud. But yeah, so my point redemption notifications were broken for quite some time. I finally fixed that. They should work. If you do a redemption, it should show up on stream. I also fixed the flickering on my camera. So I'm not sure if you've noticed. You probably have, because it looked absolutely terrible. But I had this weird it kind of looked like lines going through the camera at all times. Now they're gone. It looks fairly normal. It still looks pretty bad, but fairly normal. I also made it a bit sharper, which I think looks better. And I tried to zoom it in a bit more. Zoom in the camera, but then and then uncrop it a bit. Because I had it just zoomed out and cropped. But this way I kind of lose more detail. Because the camera records at the same resolution, but then I crop most of it and I'm left with a small image. But now that I'm zoomed in more and I crop less, it should be a tiny bit sharper this way, but I still haven't perfectly figured out the proportions here. I should go to edit transform and uncrop a bit at the top and crop a bit at the bottom. Like this. Yeah, now my head isn't getting cut off as much. And you can see Ellen a bit better. And you can still see enough down there, I feel like. Once again, I did 55 PT on the banner after getting the Varesa. You got the unplanned Varesa and you still continued pulling. I mean, the one issue with the Primogems next patch is that they might be kinda backloaded. We do get enough, free to play, if you do all the exploration and stuff, you will get enough for a PT. And maybe even 2 if you get lucky. But yeah, quite a bit of that is later down the patch. So if you are starting with 0 and you don't have any other content to clear from the past, you might miss out. That's a pretty extreme example. Okay, we've got Wanderer's birthday. I haven't had much free time lately, and nor have I been in the mood to specifically mark a day for myself. I mean, what's the point? We all know what we really should be doing right now, and it's definitely not gathering together in celebration, acting like everything's normal and celebrating birthdays. But Durin sees it differently. He says that making an effort to meet someone can also be considered a meaningful action, and people united together naturally convey a certain kind of strength. I think he's trying to shift my mindset by saying that. Let's meet up so I can give you a gift. That way, at least for one moment, 2 people can be happy. Aww. And we're getting the Fato Imas, that's actually pretty decent. Let me move this a little bit. I feel like my mic should be a bit closer like that. Should we go till 60? Nah, not for C1. C2 and C6 are the bigger ones. Oh wait, I didn't actually claim the mail. Okay. So if you already had C1, maybe going for C2 could be more of a consideration, but C1 itself isn't really a big deal. Right, it's not like this kind of breakpoint constellation. When I sense in combat in the Natsu Blessing stage, you restore 15 energy for every 6 Night Soul. Yeah, just a bit of energy. And her ER needs aren't that high, so yeah. It's not that big of a deal. This is 30% attack, this is pretty good. And this is 25% damage bonus in some teams. But not all of them. But if you're using Varesa, this is just 25% more damage bonus. Because this depends on whether you can cap her Night Soul. So if you're using her with somebody like Arlecchino, who doesn't have the best generation of her Night Soul, because you need to move around a lot to get more points from Yansan. So if you are doing donuts with Mavuika, or jumping with Varesa, or spinning around with Kinich, those characters can easily cap it and get the damage bonus. But if you're using some older characters with her, you don't really get this, so it's not even that big of a deal then. C2 is the best one, probably. The most universal. And she's still good even without that. Okay. What was up with this leg? Okay, now it's better. Let's go do some dailies. Why hit rocks? Why indeed? I mean, they pay me Primogems to hit rocks. Also, I had quite a productive day. So not only did I fix the camera, I feel like it looks way better. It's still kind of bad. I will try to buy some lights this year. And by this year I mean in the like next month or two. I will try to buy some stream lights again. After my previous one broke like 2 years ago or something. Or maybe 3 years. I don't even remember. It broke a long time ago. But there was a period of time where I had lights. And now I don't. Hello, Perflower. What do you mean comically misplaced camera? You can see Ellen better this way, but yeah, maybe I'm not perfectly in the middle. Maybe I should fix it a bit more. It's not comically misplaced though, brother. Hello, Fat. And yeah, not only have I fixed some of the stream things on the software side, but I also fixed my cable management. So a while ago, I bought like a magnetic cable management kit. Let's go to transform. And like it came with little metal plates that I could glue to a surface, and then arches, magnetic arches that would then connect to these plates, and I could put cables through them to route them however I want. And yeah, that works pretty well, but one of those metal plates came off in one place under my PC, and I've been meaning to fix it because the glue was not the only way to attach them to a surface. You could also screw them in because they had a little hole in the middle. But I was kind of procrastinating because I would need to like unplug a bunch of stuff to actually move that table, because it has like the legs are kind of like in an X, and then they're connected at the bottom, so they're like squares. And then if a cable goes through it, I need to unplug it to remove the table, because otherwise I can't move it without unplugging the cable. So I was kind of like putting it off and off, but finally I decided to fix that. And I wanted to do some like minor touch-ups behind my desk where I had like a bunch of these metal plates secured. And when I moved my desk away from the wall, it turned out that almost every single one of the metal plates had come off. And I need to like resecure them. I needed to screw in every single one of them, and like also remember where each one was supposed to be, because they were all just like floating around. Because like the arches were still connected to the metal plates, but the plates just had come off, so they were essentially glorified cable ties. And now it's fixed, hopefully for good. I don't think the screws will get like pulled out of the wood. Is there a site to find C6 calcs? At best, people usually will do like in some guides you can find. Wait, let me first do this. So wait, I want to crop it left more, and then crop it right. Better? How do you like it, Fat? I'm fine with being a bit on the right, cause Ellen is better than the wall. Let's do it like this. We moved like 20 pixels to the side. So yeah, on like catching mains, some guides will have constellation calculations. But like if you just go to a quick guide, usually they'll just have like a quick description of everything, right? Just some like what does it do? But sometimes they at least compare to weapons. If you already have other 5-star swords with crit damage or create secondary stats, then dueling constellations are even better than his. R1. Oh, this is just like a C1 versus R1 section. Okay. But if you go to like bigger guides, Let's go with maybe an Ayato extended guide randomly. Let's see, will he have numbers on constellations? Oh yeah, here we go, right? DPS increase from previous, DPS increase from C0. So catching maze can work, but mostly for the older characters and mostly in the extended guides. And even like, it's pretty much only extended guides that will have them. And even then it's kind of like on and off. Otherwise you could just go and ask somewhere, like on the Discord server for catching mains, right? Somebody might be able to link you some calcs. Vera skill at 6? Yeah. Venti guide. I remember watching some Venti guides, but I don't remember if they had numbers for the cons. Just a general yay or nay rating. Because yeah, usually what most content creators will do is just quickly go over the cons and be like, this one doesn't do anything, or this one's pretty big, or this one is a game changer. Kind of like a 1 to 3 star scale. No, they were not. The cable management kit was not from Temu. How does her best combo work? So the Varesa bread and butter is going EE. So like you press your E, then you press normal attack to do a plunge, then you go E normal attack again. That's another plunge, and then you use her mini burst, and then you just repeat. And if you don't have your skill available, because it's on cooldown, because the skill has 2 charges, so usually you can use it like 2 or 3 times. Wait, let me try. Let's put Varesa in my team and you can plunge on some enemies. As of like official. After you do this like 2 or 3 times, you will run out of your skill charges. And then if you still have your buffs up, because usually Varesa's rotation duration is determined by the Yansan buff up time, right? You'll usually go to Yansan like right before Varesa. Or maybe like Yansan, one more character and then Varesa. And then like as long as your Yansan buff is still up, it's still worth to stay on Varesa. And if you don't have your skill, what you can do is do a charge attack into a plunge, right? Because like even without any resources or anything, you can hold your normal attack and then you can do a plunge. So if your skill is on cooldown, you can do this until your buffs run out. And usually what you want to look at is Yansan's buff, especially because you can clearly see the duration under Yansan's portrait. Can even... if I go to Yansan, I will have too much damage, maybe. Simulacra or Harp? Simulacra is better. But yeah, I do an E normal attack, E normal attack, and then burst. That's essentially like the main loop you do on Varesa. Whoops. And you can continue for quite a long time. Because as you are doing this, your skill comes back. Actually, nah, like Fisher's damage is fairly good. Energy is not necessarily the best option. Should you do double 3 with Varesa? What do you mean by double 3? Columbina almost always plays an HP cap. If you are doing like some non-lunar teams with her, if you are playing Vape Columbina, you can do Hydro damage, but usually it's just HP. Pretty much never EM. Hydro damage very rarely. Double E, like EE and then like this? No, never. This is just a waste. The second E does nothing. You always go E, plunge attack, burst. And also never use the big burst. Even if you actually have energy, even if you have full energy and no skill charges, it's still not worth it. The burst is just, the big burst is just terrible. Just do these, and I think after you do 2 plunges like this, you can use your mini burst as well if you actually hit enemies. That might be a thing. I think you can do 2 normal plunges and then mini burst. I'm looking if the change to cropping, yeah, I think it carried over here as well. Yeah, Varesa is not a bow character. Do double E for more energy? No, energy is not even that important on Varesa. The burst is good, but doing a charge attack into a plunge is not terrible either, right? It's like, okay. Also, if you are in some content, if you are facing the new Stygian boss, or like new Stygian, it's like old Stygian. But if you are facing this Stygian boss, the gravity guy, this guy, he gives you the ability to just plunge by jumping. So what you do on Varesa, you still press your E into plunge when you have this, right? But after you run out, you just do jump, plunge, jump, plunge, jump, plunge. If you can jump high without holding your charge attack, it's better to just jump high. And that's fairly decent as well. You can also do this with Xianyun. That's a nice thing about Xianyun. After you run out of your E's, you can just continue jump plunging until either your E comes up or until your Yansan buff runs out, right? Because when you have Yansan, actually I can show her here as well. Will this work if I just E-burst like this? You have this bar. Oh wait, it disappeared. Shoot, it doesn't work out of combat. But you have this Night Soul bar under Yansan, right? And when this reaches 0, or like when this disappears, that means your buff is gone. And that means you should switch out of Varesa and get your buff back. I'll try to get some energy. Here we go, but I need my E as well. Right? As long as the bar is under Yansan, it will continue refreshing, but like as long as it's here, that means you have the buff. And once the bar disappears, and like here I would like use my E or do like the charge into, oops, I have no energy. Charge into plunge, and yeah, the bar is gone, that means it's time to switch out and set up my buffs again. Right? Let me just fix my team. Official and enough. I mean, it doesn't matter much who's here. Other than the characters who get friendship. Okay, where were we? Durin. Get level 90, talent level 6 on the skill is no good. Gotta level this up as well, because even though the skill does no damage, there is the energy regeneration thingy. And if it's not leveled, you get less energy per skill press. It's as important as the burst talent level. You should level them up like hand in hand. I actually crowned the skill before I crowned the burst, because I needed to be able to get his burst immediately in Stygian, right? I needed to be able to go... I mean, I would go Durin first, then funnel his particles into Yansan, and then funnel Chevrus's particles into Durin. Either way, I needed to get his burst immediately, right? First rotation. So the energy was even more important than the damage. Right? So this is a very important talent as well. Gotta level this up alongside the burst. Don't go like all in on burst, leaving skill under leveled. Atom Artist is the best weapon. Yep. Your attack is pretty low though. At this point you would probably rather run... You do get attack from this though. You get 20% attack from here. Wait, what was his attack thingy? 2500, right? It's like... Up to 2500 you get like double scaling from attack. From his passive. You're gonna get 20% more. Yeah, if you get Pyro Resonance you would be close. But yeah, it would be nice to have a bit more attack. You could just run an attack goblet. Probably is a bit better here than the damage bonus goblet. Especially with Emblem giving you damage bonus. Right? Durin likes attack quite a bit. Because of his extra attack scaling passive. And AK is good, P damage good. Actually quite a lot of ER. If you actually leveled up your skill... Wait, how much ER do I have on my Durin? Do I have Durin here? No, I don't. I need to add my Durin to my showcase. Wait, let me do this right now, because I will forget later. Who is getting the boot? Probably Molani. My Molani has a good build, but I don't actually play her. Yeah, how much ER do I have on him? I have like 33, right? So this, you probably need this 50 with your underleveled skill, but if you level up your skill more, you could drop some ER for more crit or attack. And 4-piece emblem is kinda meh, because it doesn't actually give you that much damage bonus if you don't have too much ER, and you don't want to build much more than that. But yeah, just until the new set comes out. It's okay. No, I'm like 3 reviews behind. Your Prince is coming up right now, though. Five weekly bosses this week and then get a single solvent. Yeah, that's why you need to do them consistently. Just do 3 every single week. Molani is kind of the OG child. Big PP vape number, but highly unused. I mean, at least Molani is actually pretty great. Molani is quite an amazing character. Especially in Stygian is where she shines the most. Somehow she always finds a boss where she can do well. But she's quite a pain to play, even more so than Child. Because at least with Child you would just like vape 1 hit, and then just your Shangling would be vaping or something. With Molani you need to consistently keep the Pyro Aura up. So Flins. Got level 90 in the C1. Very powerful C1. That's pretty great. Double crown and 2 relevant abilities. Salvoma is decent. Yeah, it's a weapon, sure. Gives you some crit damage, some attack percent. Attack, yep. Decent EM, some good substats, and then 80 from the set. 69 crit rate gets increased to 99.6 with the set bonus to 246 crit damage and 134 ER. This is a pretty peak Flint's build, honestly. Yeah. The ER is lovely because you do need a bit more ER when you have C1. Maybe it's like a tiny bit on the low side. I have like 36 on my Flins, but I'm C0. And on C1, Flins needs like a tiny bit more energy because C1 gives you more energy, but also you do more mini bursts. So you end up with like, it's slightly negative, right? Slightly energy negative with the C1. So maybe if you could have like a couple percentage points extra of ER, like an extra sub, would be good. I mean, I already played with Inefa. I already played him with Inefa, and this was for Stygian. In Stygian you start with 0. It's always a bit more rough, but Stygian is also like the most relevant content. With Fav Aino, I was fine, but Columbina is probably not gonna be running Fav a lot of the time, so if you're gonna be playing that, you might be a bit more tight on ER again. So the only thing that you could want to change here is sometimes play more ER, depending on the exact encounter. But overall, peak Flint's build, very lovely. Especially the hat, man, the hat is so good. For a 3-liner hat, this is as good as it gets. 4 good substats on a crit rate hat, crazy. Okay, now an Arlecchino. Whew. Level maxed out, C3. Yeah, even her C3 is fairly nice with the normal attack level increase. This was around the time they started actually doing normal attacks. Actually, wasn't Linne the first character to get a normal attack increase on the talent level? Possibly. You're talking about your Inefa? What do you mean? How would your Inefa generate more energy than my Inefa? Unless you play Fav Inefa. Like, that's one way, I guess. So yeah, the early cons, very strong. Triple Crown, Crimson Moon Semblance, best weapon as well. Solid attack subs, attack very underrated stat, so that's a bit that's quite lovely. The 96 to 202 crit rate to damage, with a total of 27 crit subs, 7 attack subs, and 1 EM in case you are like reacting. This is not really like a reaction Arlecchino, probably for like overload, right? Yeah, it's a waste, but that's okay. And best set. Yeah, pretty peak Arlecchino, really nothing to like point out here. You're gonna pull for her? Yeah, but like, for me, the 36, and like exactly 36, not one sub lower. And this much was needed with Inefa. This was like Inefa, Fav Aino, and Sucrose. Right? I needed this much to burst twice per rotation against Sigurd. But for example, next patch, the boss where you are gonna be playing Venti, sorry, not Venti. The boss where you're gonna be playing Fleens is gonna be the Shield Fatui guy, who gives you like 1 billion particles. So in the next Stygian, you do not need extra ER. You could probably drop all the ER in the next Stygian and still do the big burst sometimes, because the boss gives you 10 billion electroparticles. But if you were to fight against Sigurd or the Hera or something else like that, yeah, you would be... You might need more ER with C1. I think we're Italy banner to get her C2. Very nice. And people who have it in them to farm Whimsy, can't you strongbox it yet? Or is it still not there? Well, let me check here. You can? Yeah, so if you can strongbox, then you don't need to farm it at all. What Fatui guy? The Electro Shield Fatui. This is the first boss rerun in Stygian. We had the exact same boss with the exact same HP number. Yeah, you can farm, you can craft Whimsy here, so you don't need to ever enter the domain. It's the local legend from Not Cry. Arlecchino, Twig Farm, dropping her not enough damage. What? I mean, I guess if you compare to C6 characters, but C0, Arlecchino can definitely do some good damage. Got level 90, which is good, but your normal attack level is only on talent level 8. This is where all her damage comes from, so yeah, definitely get level this to 10 if you want to see good results. Got the Sig, which is pretty great. Got some nice attack subs, that's quite lovely. Some EM in case you are reacting, if you are doing like Vapor or Melt. If you are doing Overload or just some Mono Pyro, a bit of a waste though. 90 to 186. Pretty decent as well here. ER is not needed, Pyro damage bonus, good. And I got the Whimsy. Yeah, the cap is pretty nice. The hat is absolutely amazing. Peak hat. Even the flat attack is good. Yeah, so just level up her normal attack. And if she's not doing damage, that's skill issue. Because Bond of Life management, like, Arlecchino is not hard to play. But you do need to manage your Bond of Life properly. Okay, now that I'm here, I'll just talk with Tabi anyways. This is Italy. Are you getting your melts in properly? Also, 96 EM. Oh yeah, you also get more from Citlali. So are you actually melting your hits properly, or is your Citlali melting in the back? So it's go 0 thinking, just E in charge? Not necessarily. It doesn't really change much, like that part of the... Because you still need to go through your supports anyways. So it's not that. It's not waiting for the bond thingy, for the mark to mature and become bigger. That's not the like hard part. It's the like possibly ending your rotation earlier to keep more Bond of Light for later or stuff like that, right? There is quite a lot of flexibility in Arlecchino rotations. Not sure. Yeah, if you are not sure, that means you are not getting melts properly. you need to make sure you're not attacking too quickly. Okay, we're still crafting puzzle parts for now, but I am running. I have run out of Blue Day once already, so I don't need to be careful about this. She didn't clear. Yeah, that's, if you couldn't clear Arle's syllabus with this Arle, that is definitely a skill issue, or just like you haven't read her kit properly issue, right? Like you just didn't put enough effort into it. wait till the X is bright and spam normal? No, so like, her best rotations are usually like N3. Sometimes you can do fewer or more normal attacks, but usually you do 3 and like then dash cancel. And also, when you are melting, you need to properly actually get the melts in. You might not, for example, want to charge attack. Or like you might not want... You do want to execute a charge attack, but you might not want the charge attack to actually connect with the enemy. Because then you apply extra pyro and the charge attack is pretty weak. So you might want to do a charge attack and then cancel it before it actually hits the enemy. When you have Sig. It's like... You hold on the charge attack, but then you like dash before it actually hits. And you get the Bond of Life, but you don't... do the damage. And then you need to make sure you're not applying pyro too quickly. So you might want to sometimes stop doing normal attacks faster. You just need to watch an Arlecchino guide essentially, right? You can't expect to pull a character and just know how to play them based on instinct or something. You actually should watch a guide. Okay, nice. Clear done. Oh no, the frog is dead. You don't drop Harley, she drops you. That's definitely what happens in Furina's nightmares. I mean, Columbina, rather, Arlecchino isn't really all that difficult. You just need to actually know what you are doing. And not just spam normals. There isn't really any character where you can just spam normals without knowing about like their timings and do all that well. Yeah, this idea was quite different as well. I played it. Columbina is mostly an off-fielder, so you just press E-burst and switch out. There can be a bit more nuance to it if you are on-fielding her. But if you own a Nefer, there is really no reason to ever on-field Columbina. I got the Empress Arcana, I think it was. Holy noise. Oh my god. Why was this so loud? Yeah, very few things actually target the balloons. Even auto-targeting often doesn't work against it. So you can miss certain abilities if you're not positioned properly. Because they're not actually enemies, they're just like objects with an HP bar. The Emperor's Captain's chair. I had a choice between Empress and one that I already had, which I don't remember. I don't remember the other one, what it was, but I had it already, so it was a no-brainer. If you could do more than stage 6 of IT, do you just lack the characters? If you like the character, if you often like the characters for IT, you might want to consider pulling on banners where there are like 4 stars you don't own yet. And also you might want to level up all your 4 stars, because maybe there are some characters that are unleveled and then they are not eligible for IT. You can get repeats, yes, and then you can trade them with others. If you join somebody in co-op, you can open your... what is it? Lunar Arcana case, right? There is the exchange button, right? Cannot exchange while not in co-op mode. When you are in co-op mode, you can click exchange and trade cards with people. Are Arlechinocons worth it? If if you don't want to bother to ever learn her, then no. This won't fix your cons will not fix your skill issue. But if you're fine with spending 15 minutes watching an Arlecchino guide, then yeah, her cons are pretty strong. What the cards do? You just collect them for funsies. But yeah, here, see, there is like this owned one thingy. You can have owned 2 or 3. Also, if you don't want to like time your elemental application properly, then at least go play Overload and not Citlali. This looks pretty lovely. When I'm moving my mouse, the image moves around as well. And this is Anders' daughter. This is Durin's mama. In this card. Wait, what was this? Oh, hides the text. Nice. The full card, can I see what it is even supposed to look like? No. You can have a wish list. Oh, this is 22. Isn't the full normally like 0? Interesting. Magician is 1, but full is 22. If what Shiguin will be enough as a soul healer. I didn't have a healer at all, and I only won because of Dihya. Because I didn't even like properly. I mean, I saw the little text saying healing is recommended, but I just didn't read the stage effect properly. I just went in with. It was Mavuika, Yansan, Dihya, and somebody else. The other 2 characters, like Dihya survived because she's Dihya, and then Mavuika survived because she was being she got the damage reduction from Dihya. But then Mavuika died eventually as well, and all I had left was Dihya alone. But I only had to finish 1 enemy with her alone, so that was okay. Also, just Mavuika was dealing so much damage, I just demolished the enemies before she died. I killed 16 enemies by the time she died, and then only 1 more with Dihya. So it was fine. Where am I? Claiming commission rewards. So, Dihya hard carried me. Wait, what weapon do I have on her actually? Because I took her Sig away, right? She has a luxurious Sea Lord. The weapon skins sometimes make you forget what kind of weapon you are playing on your character. Someone joined your world and asked to fish for catch in big 2026. This is to be like a daily occurrence. If you had co-op enabled, you would get people joining you to fish for catch, and you'd be like, nah, the fish are not here, I already got them all. I'm fishing myself. Those were the days. They haven't released good fishing weapons since then. We got like 1 or 2 more fishing weapons, but nobody used them. There is the fish bow, and there might have been 1 more, or was it only the fish bow in Sumeru? I think it was only the fish bow in Sumeru and that's it. What I say is the best healer right now? Escoffier probably. Not necessarily in terms of pure healing numbers, but as in being a good character who heals well enough. Yeah, Hoda's healing is actually pretty high as well. If you're just looking for high healing, she isn't bad. There is Benny Boy as well. Yeah, Bennett is great as well. Who else is there? Shilonen, her healing is fairly great, and she's also useful, right? Because a character like Barbara or Chichi or other garbage like that, even if their healing is high, you can't really call them a good healer when they really don't do anything outside of healing. When you have a character who heals a lot and is actually useful, that's when you would call them a great healer. So like Shilonen is definitely up there. She is decent. And yeah, Escoffier already mentioned, pretty amazing. For the free teams. It's like Shilonen and Escoffier. and Bennett that are like premium healers that you're happy to run in your team. Every other healer comes with like, you would rather play somebody else, probably. GG was S tier only if somebody didn't know what they were doing. GG was never good. Jhin is decent, but you never want to actively play Jhin unless you are doing full damage abuse. She's never the best option. Shironen is gonna be rarely like the best option as well, but she's not gonna be far off at the very least. And in some teams she is the best option, with like Mavuika. She can be the best option, or like on par with Yansan. Yansan and Chevrus are other amazing characters that can heal, but their healing is too small to call them the best healer, right? The best healer for Furina Burst? No, the best healer for Furina Burst is Nuvilet. Is this self-healing? But like for universal teams, probably just Shironen. Shironen is usually like, if you just want to partner Furina with somebody who can feel her burst, who can stack fanfare quickly, just do Shironen, yeah. Shironen's healing ticks very quickly and heals you a lot. Oh, I was saying that today is Sunday, so I can farm anything. I was saying that I need to level up some of my fav weapons. Yeah. I have like this level 60 fav bow somewhere. Yeah, level 80 fav sword and level 60 fav bow. I need to level both of them up. Let's do this today. Because I've been meaning to do this for a while. C4 Goro best healer. He wins the award for most marginal healing in the game, probably. C1 Lama, I don't even think her healing is that amazing. Like, she's a healer, sure. She's a decent healer. But I don't think you would ever want to play her just for the healing. I mean, you never want to play anybody just for the healing. But I don't think it's like outstanding. But I'm not 100% sure. I could be wrong on that. Wait, maybe I should have been playing like Venti here. Venti is usually pretty great in those early domains because they were designed around Venti. This is the one with Hydros lines, right? Yeah, I definitely should be playing Venti.
暗闇は怖いですか
防衛モードバシャバシャ水弾だどうだ
Hello, Sayonara. So let's use 40 and then I will change my team. The craftable 2 owns 6, 8. If I get incredibly lucky, I could get enough. What's a good stopping point for Inefa? C0. You don't need the cons, she's very strong without them. Her cons are decent but not outstanding. C1 can be fairly nice. It's 50% lunar charged bonus. It's okay. C2 is just more damage when Inefa bursts, 300% lunar charged proc. Not bad, but nothing like giga crazy. It is lovely for co-op, if you want to play co-op Inefa. This makes it so that when you burst, everybody gets the shield in the team. Also, this means that you can skip skilling altogether when you burst. Because normally when you burst, you still need to skill. So normally you go burst skill or like skill burst. With this you can just burst only and you save like 0.2 seconds. Which is irrelevant. Yeah, talent levels, not too great. This one is career. Yeah, this is bigger shield, essentially. This... recover 5 energy every 4 seconds. So in like a 16-second rotation, you recover 20. That's quite a lot of energy. And especially in Flynn's teams, using her burst every rotation is pretty important. Like, I do need this ER. Why am I still here? Like I do need this ER, and even with 40 ER, I still couldn't burst every rotation with my Inefa. With Fav Aino in the team, so if Columbina is gonna be even worse. Actually, wait, Columbina gives you energy regeneration. Oh no, that's on C1. Columbina gives you energy on C1 when you Lunar Charge. Hello, Xnay. And then C6 is extra Lunar Charged procs. Quite a lot of damage. But at this point you don't really need more. Now, Elevation only got introduced in Luna 1. She came out before. Flins, Lauma, and the Nefer all have Elevation in their cons. But Inefa came out too early. But yeah, 25% elevation on C6 here. 15% elevation. Kinda funny that she only gets. I mean, but there is also the entire rest of the C6, which is like strong, but kinda funny that this is 15 and this is 25 for the entire team. Because this is 25 for the entire team, this is 15 only for herself. Which I mean, elevation is not the only buff it provides. And then Flins also gets 10%. For everybody though. This is team-wide. Support constellation. He gets 35 himself and then 10 for the team. Yeah. That's how it works. You don't even know why you pulled Nefer? Yeah, Nefer is... I haven't used my Nefer at all as well. Both of the Nefer bosses, I just used Skerk for. Because the Hera was kind of a Nefer boss. Oh no, there I played the Melt Mavuika. Yeah, I actually learned the Mavuika combos to play Melt Mavuika on the Hera. And then versus the Baptiste, which was also supposed to be a Nefer boss-ish kind of thingy, I just played Skerk and most people played Skerk. So it just so happened that her bosses were also easily, or like, very clearable by the two strongest characters in the game. So if you are a meta player, you already have teams that do well in her content. Nefer is the least important character in the Bloom teams though, in the Lunar Bloom teams. So cost for cost, she's not even that great. Even if her teams end up being best. Oh wait, I was supposed to... Wait, I wanted to see, does Fav Bow use the same mats as Fav Lance? Because then I can just farm a bit more of them and I will need them anyways. No, it uses different mats. I guess let's get them then, the shackles. And yeah, let's do some Venti stuff. This but Venti. Venti and... whatever, you can keep Chevrus. Versa is really fun, yeah. Columbina works with everybody. By everybody you mean 3 characters, then sure.
逃げようなんて断罪の
腐食神聖
武器を捨てろ
Because Columbina only really works well with the not great characters. With Inefa, Lauma especially, Inefa and Lauma especially, and Flint and Nefer kinda, but it's still kinda cope if you don't have Inefa or Lauma. And that's it, right? That's the list of characters she works well with. And Zibai, coming next patch. She's still great, but you can't really say she works with everybody. Hello Shining, doing pretty well. You want it to be playable? Surely one day. Okay, I'll definitely need at least one more challenge. The thing is if I will get a 5-star support. Not sure. Because if she did... she would probably become easily the strongest character in the game. I mean, not probably, definitely. Because she's already like on par with Nefer and Flins. Maybe like slightly below. But she requires one fewer dedicated 5-star. You can play Zibai, Columbina, and then whatever in the other 2 slots. Even the Luga is not that important. Because he's like decent, but not amazing.
風だ
物語は始まったばかりだ
I'm
よ
not sure.
任せて
But would
黒
be
き
weird if
翼
we
よ
didn't get
周囲
anybody
を切り裂きな
else
さい
or Lunar Crystallized. So maybe. We don't really have any... Oh, no, actually we do. I want to say we don't have any native not Cranians on the horizon. But like the Linnea, right? The girl with the floaty robot on the silhouette thingy. She's not Cranian. So she's gonna have some lunar reaction. Yeah. And they probably aren't gonna add any more new ones, so either she's another DPS for something that already exists, or she would be a crystallized support. Would probably make Zibai kinda busted, but I guess they would be fine with Zibai being busted. Cause she is Chinese. Who better to be the best character in the game than a Chinese goddess, after all? I still don't get what Lunar Crystallizes. Whenever you trigger Lunar Crystallize, it spawns 3 thingies on the ground, which count as Geo-constructs. So if you have, for example, Chiori, C0, she can get 2 dolls, because now Geo-constructs exist on the field. There is like something else that requires Geo-constructs? What was it? I know, I forgot. Somebody else cares about Geo-constructs being on the field. And then, every 3 times you apply Geo to the enemy, every 3 times you trigger Lunar Crystallize, all 3 of the turrets will fire 1 shot at the enemy. So essentially every 3 hits, you get 3 hits. Every 3 reactions you get 3 hits, so essentially every time you proc Lunar Crystallize, you deal extra damage. And you get the constructs for some synergies. That's it. It's just damage, essentially. It's like lunar charged. Very similar, but instead of working on a timer, it's per application. So maybe more like overload. Yeah, this is pretty much Geo overload. When Columbina letting anyone trigger lunar reactions make her omega flexible, but like who actually cares? Nobody. Lunar Bloom is not even a thing. Like Lunar Bloom gives you Verdant Dew, which can only be consumed by Nefer, Lauma, and Columbina. And the Columbina Verdant Dew consumption is not good if you don't have Lauma. Her lunar bloom damage is balanced around Lauma, so it's the lowest out of the 3 by itself. So that's useless. Lunar Charged is like only a slight upgrade to Electro Charged. You wouldn't play her over like Furina to give damage bonus to your other party members if they are not from Notcry. And Lunar Crystallize, that's like the biggest upgrade. But you're not gonna start building EM on your Geo characters just for this reaction. Unless they already want to build EM, aka they are Zibai. Right? Tartaria cares about what? He doesn't build EM unless you want to vape. And if you are vaping, you're not gonna be triggering the reactions reliably, probably. So yeah. The only teams where Columbina is like actually shines are the Notcry Lunar teams that already like exist and Zibai. And she can be like a decent option for Skerg by just being a Hydro character who's a catalyst, so she can hold TDS. But so can Barbara, so she's not that big of an upgrade over Barbara in Skerg teams. But she works there. And then everything else is just pretty bad. You can pair her with Inefa or Lauma, and then create teams like that. So if you do Columbina Inefa, you can put them with whoever you want. Columbina Inefa and then like Navia, or Columbina Inefa and Arlecchino, Columbina Inefa and Hutao. And those are all peak teams, those are gonna be like the strongest teams in the game, but the 3rd and 4th characters don't matter. It's Inefa and Columbina. That's the team, right? Or Inefa and Lama, that's the team. Maybe Lunar Freeze, Lunar Swirl, was that a mistake? Not really. No. The reactions don't really change much anyways. It's mostly just for like the individual characters' kits. It's pretty much individual characters' gimmicks. Okay, what do I want to craft? The first... These. Let's just go for a double. Nope. Here we'll go for a refund. Yeah, I know. I fell off a lot. I used to have like 45 million. But then they removed reputation quests. And I just... Giga fell. Let's connect when? If they are gonna like look back at not cry. I mean, I guess like Snezhnaya is already probably like almost done. So maybe not really. But if they liked what they did with lunar reactions, they could do something similar for Snezhnaya but with cryo instead of hydro, right? So we could get freeze, cryo swirl, superconduct as the 3 new reactions in Snezhnaya that would get like updated for certain characters at least. Come on, Mona. Oh man, no refund. Okay, I couldn't even craft a single golden one. And here I was trying to get like 4 of them. Yula coming back on top. Yeah, I guess even building EM for superconduct damage could be better than her physical damage. Mika was just like a mistake.
逃げようなんて思わないでよね。
運命の変わり目気をつけて
夜の源源
I should do normal attacks with Venti to extend the burst. Ooh, 5. Own 7 craftable 2, I can have 9 and then I get 1 dupe and that's it. Nonchalantly got you. Because like they tried to release a support for an archetype so dead that even 3 supports wouldn't really work well for that. Because like by now you can clearly see that Hoyo realized that physical itself was a mistake. It also goes like it goes against the entire Genshin combat system. Genshin is all about reactions. You can play some non-reaction teams, but even in those non-reaction teams you will often like swear or overload or something. And just don't... the reactions are just not like a major source of damage. Or buffs. But physical is like no reaction. Physical is the you are doing something wrong type of damage. That's what it should have stayed as. But then they got the brilliant idea of trying to make characters that are built around physical damage, and yeah, that was not the best idea. And the worst part is people thinking that physical would be fun if it worked well. No, it wouldn't. It's just like Geo, but even less interactive. People already don't like Geo because the reactions that Geo has suck. So oftentimes Geo teams are just essentially no reaction teams. But at least they can still interact with elemental shields and stuff a bit. And physical is even worse, but somehow people want it back. But yeah, people only want physical because it's not a thing. If it was a thing, nobody would play it and everybody would be fed up with it. And they'd be like, man, stop releasing this physical garbage. Nobody wants to play that. It's super unfun. Come on. 1 dupe, and we don't need to farm this much anymore. Unlucky. At least Fremine, I mean both Fremine and Eula, thanks to being Cryo and being and being Claymore users, they are some of the best choices for plunge teams. Have I done IT? Yes, I've done it the day before yesterday. Let's actually actually go during burst first.
運命の変わり目気をつけて
Oh, maybe that was a mistake, because now these slimes spawn on the other side.
影のカラスが優也を求め
Okay,
て
I
いる
guess now I didn't even burst with plenty. During the go. So yeah, let's spend 20 on this. I have one purple mat. So I need to get a dupe here. But I'm gonna try to save the resin. I will not give up. Pretty unlucky though to get 3 and 2. At least it was not 2 and 2, I guess. So I could see Hoyo buffing Eula, because she's a nice character. There are people who like playing her. But like, being physical is the least of her problems, to be honest. With the way her kit is designed, so it would be rough. But they can't really, because like, one of the ways they could buff Eula was to actually make her deal cryo damage. That would definitely be already a big buff by itself. Still not enough to make her good, but at least it will be a start. But people would be mad. So I kinda need to keep her physical, but I don't think they're ever gonna release a new physical character. If you're a physical coper, best you can hope for, come on, dupe, is a Eula buff. Eula Mika faction buff. I don't really want to spend a condensed on this. Wait, this is a Monday, Thursday mat. I could just spend 20 resin tomorrow. Yeah, let's farm this instead, because I need a few more of them. Let's do one more run and see where we are at. I don't really care much about like the DPS calculations people do. I saw a nice post from some YouTuber. Oh, it was the Cleaning guy, Jamie. I think he's called or something.
運命の変わり目
What was, I don't know, something like that. But he doesn't post the numbers because like he does his calcs. He does get some numbers that he then uses to like partially form his opinions about characters, but he doesn't publish them because there are always so many assumptions in calcs like these that sharing them with others without just going through your entire philosophy from start to finish, and even then, is often fairly useless. So I'll just wait to see how the teams perform in Stygian. That's what actually matters. For me, what matters when it comes to character strength is how well they perform in Dire Stygian. And Dire Stygian is full of shield bosses. So sometimes a character being able to interact better with shield mechanics can be more valuable than just being able to deal more damage. For example, if you are facing the Bloom Crab boss, they might never run the Bloom Crab boss again. But it was like the biggest Lauma shield in the recorded human history, like the biggest shield in recorded human history for any character. Llama would like clear this boss in 30 seconds, but even if you had never, it wouldn't even be faster. So like Lauma Nilu, or Lauma with 4-star Hydro characters, cleared better than Nefer Columbina would in that case. Or like just as well, right? So against that boss, all the damage increases from Nefer and Columbina for Lauma don't really matter at all. And so far in Notcry, the Notcry characters are very valuable. We'll see if Varka will have something in him to interact well with bosses. He doesn't get to enjoy the main gimmick of the patch, the lunar reactions. So that might be... Wait, I first should like level up the weapon however much I can. He might be a bit worse off because of that. Okay, so we need 6 of these. And the rest goes into goldens. We've got 20, so let's try to get a dupe. Here we go. Whenever I'm like 1 away from a multiple of 3, I will go for Mona to get 1 dupe. I will go like craft by craft to get 1 dupe so that I can get to like an extra craft, right? Here we have 29, yeah, that's 1 away from a multiple of 3. So we go to Mona, we craft until we get 1 dupe. Here we go, and now we can just do the 10% dupe. Didn't get anything, but yeah, the 10% dupe and 25% refund are pretty much just as good as each other. The 10% dupe is like ever so slightly better. But yeah, I like min-maxing this needlessly. Craft amount 2. Let's get gambling! Let's go gambling! Surely we get 2 dupes. It has happened to me before. Come on, Albedo. I know we can do this. Almost. Almost. But once again, I'm fairly close. I guess I will just spend this. You can get less than 1 golden mat for 60 res and it can happen. We've got 6 blues, 6 greens. That's almost 1 golden though. But yeah, even if I get too many of these mats, I can just level up another fav weapon in the future. So it's fine. Also, Varka's weapon is probably gonna use Mondstadt mats. Actually, will it?
お嬢様の
腐食神聖危ない
はあ
Just 2.5 weeks? 2.5 weeks for what? Columbina is in like just a bit over a week. The fire wheel is like spinning super fast now for some reason. Yeah, this should be enough. Level 3. Gosh, your date wrong. But yeah, we might even get more Mondstadt characters. There is Varka, of course. But there is also the knight guy. Lofen? I think it was his name. That Mika talked about in the event. He's probably gonna be coming out. And then we also have Gretel, possibly. Which is a girl that Amber talked about. Her, like, underling. A trainee outrider. 0 or 1 of all 3. You're probably better off skipping both weapons first half. It's a nice weapon banner because both weapons will be good for you, but neither of them is that crazy. Both are pretty skippable. What am I looking for? These. Owned 1, so I just have to. If I don't need another one, I can just do the double craft anyways. Yeah, and a good bonus. 10 and down 12. You refuse to skip Inefast because I also have it? We'll go to bed now. Good night, Sid. Inefa is one of my favorite characters, so that's why I have her weapon, not because it's that amazing. If I was just pulling for meta only, I would probably skip this. 40% lunar charge damage, 24% attack. She can work well with some 4-stars as well. Like Ballad of the Fjords. Or Kitane. Do I have a level up Kitane? No. You pull her for release? That you should have. Owning Inefa? Big deal. Getting her weapon all cons? You don't need that. It's fine. Although, if I didn't have Inefa cons, I would have struggled in Stygian. Like, if I didn't have the C1R1 Inefa, then my C0 Flins with Sinus Sig probably wouldn't have cleared Sigurd last time. Exactly 120 seconds. If both were C0 or 0, I'm not sure if this would be doable. Maybe? I don't know. Like, both R1? Sure. R1 Flames, you clear this. But Flames without his Sig, Inefa without her Sig, both C0? I don't think so. This was a rough boss, this was a very rough boss. This I could have easily cleared if I actually learned the Mavuika combos for the first boss. Because that's the only one where I struggled, right? The crab boss with better rotations, I could have easily gotten a lower time on Dire as well. This demolished. But here I was way too slow. If only I learned Mavuika combos, I could have gotten a Dire clear. Here, probably as well. I was fast enough on these two. I just couldn't clear the Tulpa. And once again, this was Mavuika skill issue. I finally learned the combos here against the Hera. I couldn't keep losing Dire clears to Mavuika skill issue. Okay, where was I? Level up the Fav bow. It was level 80. Here we go. Finally, my third Fav bow is complete. I'm under 10,000 enhancement ore. Gotta be careful now. But yeah, 3 Fav bows, 3 Fav lances, 4, almost 5 Fav swords. Fav swords are kinda goated. I liked by at first, but now you really like her? I'll have to see her in the story. So far she's like, nice. I mean, she's a Genshin character, so I like her. In general, I kinda like this game. Not sure. Might come as a surprise. But I kinda like Genshin. And except for Xingqiu, I like every single character in the game. And even then Xingqiu at least has a cool kit. And his design is fairly nice. I just hate his personality. Cidaron never clears Dire with like 20 to 40 seconds to spare. Yeah, I mean that is a pretty strong nefer. Without a doubt. One good thing about the Notcry teams, I mean good thing, probably a good thing. Even when we move away from Lunar Shield, they have a lot of vertical investment options. Compared to playing something like, I don't know, Varesa Plunge, where you have like Yansan and Chevrus who are 4 stars. And you just have Varesa and Durin as the only 5 stars in the team. It can be kinda rough to invest in the team that much more. Durin's release did help though. But like having a lot of 4 stars in your team is good to make it more accessible without having to spend that many 5-star PTs. But then if you want to play the team like long term, a year or 2 years later, it can be a bit rough if you pull the cons for one character, but then you can't really do much more afterwards. And the Notcry teams have a lot of characters that, like, both the Lunar Charge and Lunar Bloom teams have 3 strong 5 stars who all have very strong cons. There's a good flintless Inefa team. Inefa Columbina and then anything you want. Flins is the least important character in the team. You can play Navia, you can play Hutao, you can play Arlecchino, you can on-field Sucrose, you can probably play like Ifa or Mizuki even. I can do whatever you want. This is the strongest 2-unit core in the entire game. Chlorine, yeah, perfectly fine. There's some squats. Man, I'm so zoomed in here. Whoops, wait, you can see... Oh no, this is fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I feel every single muscle in my body now. Because yesterday I helped my brother-in-law carry a bunch of wood around. Because he's building a house nearby our house. And yeah. There was a bunch of garbage indoors, or like, I mean, indoors. There are no doors yet, so it's not really indoors. The walls are already standing, but there is no roof yet. The roof will come in like a week or two. And yeah, there was a bunch of garbage inside, and by garbage I mostly mean like wooden, like wooden beams and planes and whatever. And we just need to carry this out. They weren't that heavy. I mean, they were quite heavy, especially when we grabbed a couple at once. But the biggest issue was the shape, right? They were very unwieldy. If they were smaller, he would have done it himself. But yeah. Now I can feel every muscle fiber in my body. Time to unbench your chlorine. It's gonna be mostly a cosmetic chlorine, but yeah. Building an entire house from scratch, pretty much. He is hiring people to do like some things. He's not doing everything himself, but he's overseeing the entire process himself. It's not like he just hired a company to be like, go build this house from me and like see ya in a couple months. He's hiring people individually for each step when he needs to. And he's doing a bunch of stuff himself as well. Some minor touch-ups, quality control. He says that he should have just hired some construction company to do it from start to finish. But they got kind of bamboozled by some family members who were like, yeah, we built houses in the past, we can help. We'll do it faster and cheaper and better. And they did it slower and more expensive and worse. Now he needs to do a bunch of stuff himself. It's... For big things like this, it's often better to just hire an outside company. Even if you have a family member who works in the field, it's usually better just go with just an outside company. Don't get family drama involved, because very often it does not end well. What have I done? Hello, little boy? Wait, he's on cooldown. I could have just run. No, don't do this, man. I hate these grabby points here. Why do they exist? I mean, they can be useful sometimes, but not here and not now. Well, my lights are flickering like crazy. But I feel like the camera looks much better now, after I fixed some settings. And I've already decided to buy some new lights. But I do probably need to wait like a month or two for that, to stabilize my finances a bit more. But I don't know. January is always rough because of the days off at the beginning. And then in February, not only is it shorter, but I'm gonna be absent for 2 extra days because I'm gonna be going to a convention again in February. Okay, now we go to Fontaine. Which I do need to talk to my employer a bit Like, it's high time I got a raise.
天へと前
Especially with new Hoyo games in the horizon. I will need more money in the bank.
風よ
I feel like Honkai Nexus Anima should come out this year. Varsapura is probably at least another year away. But it's high time they released something. And Honkai Nexus Anima already had a beta test. I'm probably more excited about Varsapura though.
時間が
Just like from the... If you just read the concept to me, I would be like, eh. But the video they released was amazing. With like the opening of the story and then some like minor gameplay footage. Ouch.
ジャスティスただ
Nada kundala. My favorite voice line in the game. Let's heal up here first.
風が立つぞ
1, 2. 1, 2. Oops.
ダイビングヒッ
That's why I remember which shiny spots to grab here. They always come in pairs. 1 to here and then 1 to as you go down. Because there are quite a lot more other shiny spots around this area. But they're all just garbage. Veggies or Mora alone or something.
手伝っていくよ突撃た
She goes flying like crazy every time. And these enemies in the past seemed so hard to CC.
ファッションは私が定義するジャスティスくらえ頭突き
Because most enemies before then, you just do a venti burst and they would all disappear. But not anymore. When Inazuma came out. Huh. How far we've come. From Venti being the most broken character you could ever imagine, to Venti getting buffed and still being like, I mean, eh. It's probably gonna be better when Varka comes out. He could be a great Varka support.
見ててよ
We have had some sus leaks saying that Varka is gonna be like a quick swappy DPS, not much field time requirements. We have to see if that's true. But that would work fairly well with Venti, who doesn't mind staying on field for a couple seconds to extend his burst duration. Oops. Excuse me. Okay, out of Seraimaru and into Sumeru. After that, what do we have left? There's gonna be like another event this part, right? Photo event with Paimon? Pretty sure there was supposed to be one this patch. Or is it gonna be next patch? I think it's this patch. But even if my memory is not failing me. Or is it the Liban actually? Oh no, we're getting Liban, right?
見ててよ
Marvel's merchandise. Wait, not here. It would be in news. Notices. Yeah, we're getting merchandise. Where am I now?
時間が
If I have two teams, very lovely. Here we go. A lot of characters, but you just don't know how to build them and who to pair them with. So I'm here to help. There is even back in the day, Bennett C6 was never really a bad thing, and nowadays there are no relevant teams where Bennett C6 would be a downside. If you wanted to play some teams where Bennett C6 would make it harder for you, that means those were bad teams in the first place.
時間が
Okay, let's go here now. Bennett C6 is pretty nice with like any pyro carry. Sometimes required if you want to play, for example, some plunge teams. Plunge Diluc, Plungeula with Xianyun. You need a pyro infusion to react the plunges. And for other carries, it just doesn't really make a difference. Because if your carry has an overrideable infusion, that means that they are not a good character to be paired with Bennett anyways. Or just not a good character at all. We can use C6 candies. For the infusion, nobody. But for Hydra application, she's not the worst thing ever. You can use her with... If you're playing Vape Arlecchino, you can use candies to have AoE Hydro up. Because most of her other options are single target. You want to use her Hydro infusion? Then no, it's just bad.
風が立つぞ
There are no meta teams that would use that. You can mess around with the Hydro infusion, but don't expect to clear like fearless with it.
たもと
But for Arlecchino, it's not for the infusion, it's for the Hydro application from the C6 Hydro waves that she provides. Because at C6 candies at C6, whenever your active character does normal attacks, she will release Hydro waves that apply Hydro.
頭突き突撃
But in general, Candice is not a great character. If you're trying to build meta teams for endgame, you will not see Candice in any of them really. Can you send me a picture? Sure. Okay, we are done with that. I gotta check my melee Astra. Have I actually done enough to get the thingy? I just need to first go to a lobby. You should be able to just join a lobby without choosing a game. To just TP to melee Astra and check stuff like the BP. Actually, I could have checked the BP without teleporting to melee Astra. But I'm pretty sure I will need it anyways. The teleport here. Yeah, 2 more matches. So just either one AFK game twice or each of them once. Oh, it just started without that lobby thingy. That's unfortunate. My Discord broke some time ago, where it just like, when launching, it would just be a white window and that's it. I can just choose the same Wonderland again. From the recommended thing to play again. Oh, that works. So my Discord just wouldn't launch and I was using the browser Discord, but I finally decided to repair it. I tried to uninstall and reinstall it back, and that didn't actually work. I still had the same issue. What I had to do was delete my app data, like my Discord folder in app data. After I've done that, Discord finally returned to the living. Now I have the desktop app again, but I lost the Discord icon. The app has no icon. There's like the blank file. Default Windows icon instead of the Discord logo. Not sure why. I'm not sure how I should fix this. I should just be able to change the icon manually of the shortcut. I guess that could work. Although it's kind of like a temporary solution. Okay, 7 days left, but I will be able to max it out next week. I only need 1k points for a level, so every week we get 5 levels. Reach rank A0, man. You have to play a game so much to get there. Can I do a 10 pull on the standard banner? Yes. Do I want to do a 10 pull on the standard banner? Or do I want to wait for them to add a new set to it? Because it seems like they're gonna be adding one set per week. Lobby invitation, what? This for the mannequin isn't bad. I wouldn't mind getting this again. I'm probably not gonna get anything anyways. Because I just got a 4-star. Yep. Do like 3-star glasses exist? I really want glasses for my character. Oh, these glasses exist. They kinda suck. But they are glasses. I would prefer this to nothing. So getting this adventurer's outfit, the Astral Beacon, would actually be quite lovely. They're only for the guy though, I wouldn't be able to wear glasses on the girl. Okay, let's return to Tevat. Here. And I guess we'll just do some rhythm gaming for now. But before we do that, I will go and take a quick bathroom break. So don't go anywhere, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry for the delay. Can you show me on ZZ account too? Yeah, sure. Is the Vu team reference to the song from Initial D? Yeah. Because it's the team that goes fast. This is my exploration team. Initial D is also about going fast. Okay. Was I thinking about rhythm gaming? They want to do something else as well? What about my transformer? No, that's tomorrow. You can either send it on the server or to me directly, however you prefer. Don't mind it either way. I was sanctifying remaining the cycle is 0. We've done this. Oh, have I bought? No, I have already bought the monthly pools, right? Yeah, we're already done. We're already fine here. So yeah. Oh, I know what I was supposed to do. There is the Nefer. The Nefer quest. My quest log is actually not empty. Hello, Lil Monix. Oh, wait. I already got a good this early. Gotta get into it. Let's go! Whew. With all the specializations, so not only the fog but also the hard mode. Never is a large one, you didn't know how to make it smaller. Yeah, the specializations are pretty rough. I've already went through all the songs, got maybe like 10% of them, maybe like 15. But yeah, it's just good content. If they are harder. I've already cleared every single song Canorus. So yeah, full perfect. And I'm just chasing the medals. Okay, so we've got this. This. That's a lot of images. Oh, and then we have the Zenless stuff. So let's look at Genshin first. So what do we have here? Out of your like great 5 stars you have Mavuka, Nuvilet, Flins, Lauma, Skerk, Citralation, Molani, Kinch is fine, Arlecchino, Furina. And then the others are underleveled. Oh, you have like Inefa and Nefer as well. Inefa being underleveled is such a crime though. And Varesa? Yeah, man, you have plenty of characters. You can make almost all the best teams. But yeah. Mavuka, Citlali. Amazing duo. Mavuka, Citlali, Shilonen, Bennett. Bam. Best team in the game. Flins. Inefa. Aino. Where is Aino? Too low level to be on the picture, but yeah, Aino is free, so you own her. Aino Sucrose. Hopefully you have Sucrose. Yeah, here she is. So yeah. Flins, Inefa, Aino Sucrose, that's an amazing team. You can also put Columbina in there if you want to. If you would rather play Lunar Bloom instead of Lunar Charged, Lauma, Nefer, Aino, and then like... The final slot doesn't really matter. You can also play Sucrose there, you can play Yahoda. It's kinda whatever. But it's underleveled. Boy pulls all the 5 stars, but then doesn't actually level them up. Varesa ideally goes with Yansan. Is she here? Yeah. Only C1, a bit of a shame, but that's perfectly fine. So yeah, Varesa, Yansan, ideally then Chevrus. No C6 also a bit of a shame, but once again it's okay. And finally Durin or Mavuika. No Durin, so Mavuika would be the play. Arlecchino, you could either play with Chevrus, but she is only C4. You could also play her with Citlali, something like Arlecchino, Citlali, Bennett, Sucrose. You could play Mualani with Mavuika. Mualani, Mavuika, Mona, and Sucrose. That's an amazing team as well. Kinich, Yansan. And then you don't have Durin, so probably still like Mavuika and Bennett. That's a great team as well. You don't have Escoffier for Skerk, so that's a bit of a shame. Definitely limits her potential a bit. But Skerk, Furina, probably then like... If you play Skerk Furina with no Escoffier, you need to play a healer. Skerk Furina, Mika Yelan or something. Mika is probably the best non-Escoffier healer. A bit scabbed, but works. But yeah, you can make a ton of good teams. The only top meta team that you cannot make is like Skerk Escoffier. Then you have like everything. You have everything for all the other like top 5 teams though. You have 6 for 2 characters. You might consider pulling more for the teams you already have rather than pulling more and more new characters. But if you just prefer having more characters, that's perfectly fine. Also better for Imaginarium Theater. You have a lot of characters, so Imaginarium Theater shouldn't be too big of an issue. You don't need to level them up though, because you cannot use characters. You need to be level 70, right, for Theater. So all of these are unusable. Yeah, gotta level more of your characters up. Velt is on old Sig, that's like an even better weapon than the new one. Elegy is better than... I mean, it's a support weapon, not a DPS weapon, so they're kind of different. But overall, it's very valuable. I mean, the true crime is the level 16 Efa, man. That is unexcusable, especially because she's already several patches old. And Chiori as well. Come on. But I guess Chiori, maybe you lost to her on the Inazuman Chronicled, but Inefa, man. Not only have you must have pulled for Inefa, and you have like the Inefa premium team. You have Flins. You have Flins, Inefa, Aino, Sucrose. That's like a top 5 team. And same with Nefer, Lauma, Aino, and then like Sucrose. So yeah, lack of character is not your issue. You just need to actually build them and play them. Let's quickly check your Zenless roster as well. What do we have here? Got the Yexingguang. So yeah, Yexingguang with Xiao, got a level Xiao up as well. That is her best support. Do you have Dialin? No Dialin from what I can see. A bit of a shame. But yeah, you can play like whatever in the final slot for Yexinguang. Any support that is not currently being played with somebody else, you just put there. Because Yexinguang, Xiao is already such a good core. You've got Ishu and Lucia, so that's amazing. Final best character here would be some stunner. No Fufu either though, right? Huh. I guess you could just play Coletta. You should pull more stun characters. Yeah, you don't have like any S-rank limited stun characters. Yeah, that sucks a bit. But yeah, to fill out, like, you do have the Ishu and Lucia. You can either fill it out with Coletta if you really need a stunner, or just play a support like Astra or Panda. Yeah, you do have the Panda. And for the third team, you can go Miyabi Yuzuha. No Vivian. You could go Miyabi Yuzuha Yanagi. Yeah, that's probably like the best three. You have a lot of like strong 2-unit cores. There's the Yexinguang Jiao, Ishu and Lucia, Miyabi Yuzuha, but you rarely have the third best character for the team. But this should already be good enough for like if you're actually a good player, because there's a lot you can do with just being better at the game in Zenless. You could definitely clear Deadly Assault with those characters. But yeah, we should get a new character 2 patches from now. Because we're getting the idols next after Yexinguang. So first up we are getting a new support and a new DPS. And then there should come a stunner for them a patch later. So we could try to save for her. Although I'm not sure how universal she will end up being. Okay, Photon Factory is already done. Interesting Labor is next. Was there anything else I was supposed to comment on? Whoops, as I'm scrolling my chat, the songs are scrolling as well. I haven't done Genshin Impact yet, but I will do it in a bit. I held the slider for too long and I lost. You know, which account is in a better state, you just use a few teams and you're leveling up. You have, when it comes to just how many meta teams you can make, your Genshin account is definitely ahead. Like I said, you can make all of the best Genshin meta teams, except for Skerk Escoffier. That's like the only top 5 team that you cannot like 100% fully make. And even then, Skerk without Escoffier is still okay. Just not as great. Unless you are lacking quite a bit more, not having a single limited stunner is definitely a big shame. No Dialin especially. Dialin is pretty broken. She's like best in slot for almost every agent in the game. For almost every team in the game. But as time goes on, we'll get more things to replace her as well. At least you have the supports. Good thing you don't have only DPSs, because that would be a real shame. But yeah, with Astra, Yuzuha, and Lucia, it's like fine. Mending has a cool skin, but it's only like the default skin in one song. second one of the day. Man, that's already a great day even if I don't do anything else. Is a new song? No, this is a song from 1.0. This is Venti's trailer. Vivian. Vivian is pretty great, but Yanagi isn't that much worse. I just really don't like playing Yanagi. So in my account she just rots there. And I always prefer playing Vivian. But Miyabi Yanagi is like not even worse than Miyabi Vivian. It's just like different, not worse. Yuzuha is the real deal. Although Miyabi can actually also play Astra, but would rather put Astra with somebody else like Yixingguang or Yixuan. Since you like stunners for them. Man, that's my day, man. 3 perfect songs and the one I failed like fairly early. So maybe I could have done it perfectly as well. You have to swap off her stances so much? I mean, when you're playing Yanagi with Miyabi, you mostly just switch in disorder and switch out. You don't really spend that much time on Yanagi. I mean, I'm not a fan of the combo, but it's not like that complicated to play. Miyabi is the main on-fielder, not Yanagi here. Ah, we got the good. Let's continue. Chain attacks? What? Well, I need to read the code. I need to read the message properly, but I need to finish the song first. Oh! I clicked. Like, I did the DLD. Reward Yanagi's reward to combo or do her full chain feels good with swap teams and only swap teams for you? On your opinion, you mean chain attack? I mean, usually you will just want to do 2 Miyabi chain attacks whenever you get a stun. Do a chain with Miyabi, do a charged basic on her. Probably switch to Miyabi while the third basic is being executed, and then proc another chain back to Miyabi once she's done with the final hit. Which, I mean, if you don't enjoy playing somebody, then that's perfectly fine. Like I said, I don't enjoy playing Yanagi myself. Wait, I got a good immediately, so let's retry. I fell at the very end. I was like, is this the end of the song? Is this the end of the song? And then the thingy caught me off guard, man. I mean, you do have Yuzuha though. So like, what is the issue there? Also, Yuzuha doesn't really change how the team plays at all. She's a very hands-off character. No! Okay, another one that I almost got and I fell at the very end. Time for my probably least favorite map in the game. It's just so boring. Very slow. Like, this is the entire map. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Like 3 minutes of this or whatever. We probably get a metronome to help with this map. Oh, and I clicked the wrong button. Okay, yeah. I'm not saying that's like super easy, but it is super boring. Okay, and that's it. I already perfected the other two. Okay, so let's do Genshin Duel. You can pay off your flints and half of your Durin loan. Do you already have enough for your flints? Either way, getting one Columbina can be nice, but Columbina's vertical investment is actually fairly mid for a main push kind of character. No Inefa. You should definitely get one off Columbina or Inefa. Probably Inefa first, when it comes to flints only. If you have Lauma as well, or you are planning to get Zibai, then Columbina is probably the better pull, but for flints only Inefa is a must. You do have Lauma. Okay, then you could choose Columbina over Inefa to have more flexibility. Slightly worse flints team, but Lauma Columbina is an amazing duo. You can even play main DPS Columbina like this if you don't have Nefer, and it's not much worse than actually having Nefer. No shield, just dodge. Because when you don't have Columbina, you probably want to play Sucrose Fischl, but Sucrose Fischl Columbina Flints is no sustain. But at least the benefit of Flints is that you are pretty free to dash however you want. Like you don't really lose damage by dashing to dodge enemy attacks, no matter what part of your combo you dash during. Kirara a good team? Not really. Probably a final slot in a Nefer team is actually should be like playable. Wait, does Kirara like do anything? Does she at least give EM? But yeah, when you are playing, if you're gonna play Nefer Lauma Columbina or just Nefer Lauma Aino, the final slot does not matter. It literally doesn't. And because it doesn't, you can also play Kirara there. This is worthless. This is worthless. And this is worthless. Okay, she doesn't do anything. But she gives a shield! At least. Like, that's something. But yeah, it's tough to make a good Kirara team when she doesn't really do anything. Like... she's barely a character. Gotta wait for the yokai buffs in Inazuma. Surely, one day. You can also, if you just want to like on-field Kirara very badly, you could do like a plunge team with C6 Bennett and and Hyun. But you can put any melee character in that and be fine. Oh yeah, I was starting to do Genshin Duel. Man, Yao Yao with her skin looks so much better, it's crazy. Her hair is like night and day. Yeah, no, I'm not saying to play her in Flints teams. I'm saying to play her in a Nefer team. Flints actually has good teammates in every slot. Because you just play Sucrose in the final slot. Nefer, when you play Nefer, Lauma and Hydro, the final slot doesn't do anything anyways. It doesn't matter. People play Baiju and Kirara is not much worse than Baiju. Okay, way below 3.4. Let's go with Yula, we just played her song. Claymore from Mondstadt. Diluc? Hughes Fatuimatsu. I could have remembered this. Noel? Nice. I really want to go traveling. I don't mind where we go as long as I have my friends with me. Nilu? Mualani? It's gotta be like One of those happy girls. I don't recognize the voice actresses, but I know it's a girl. Who else would be like, I really want to go traveling? I'm kind of thinking like Amber maybe, but would it fit her? I don't know. Yeah, no. As long as I have my friends with me, doesn't matter. Hehe. The hehe is an important tip here. Hehe. Huta? Doesn't sound like Huta. No, it's not Huta. Hehe. Maybe it's like Lanian. Yeah, no.
旅行に行きたい。どこに行くかなんてどうでもよくて、ただ友達と遊びたいだけなんだけどね。
This is Naga, right? Yes, okay. It's Arla, she's a happy girl. Burning wouldn't work? No, burning is not a thing. Burning is only good in Kinich teams, but that's because he gets stacks based on burning. Like when enemies are burning, he gets stacks for his he gets Night Soul. But the burning itself doesn't like do damage by itself. There's also Emily, but she's not even worth bringing burning to make her work. No. Chiori? What do you mean Chiori? For this? Chiori is not a happy girl like this. And if you mean Chiori for Kirara, there is zero synergy between them. What is this? Looks like Night Soul. Night Soul infused kick, I would say. Yansan. No. Maybe it's Ororon. Chaska? Nice! I was right that it's Night Soul. I just didn't know exactly what kind of Night Soul. What is this? Some prayer beads or what? Huh? I don't know what this is. Sara. No. Huh? Ayato? Cryo? Shenhe? Okay, we got there. So I guess this was supposed to be her like thingies, the ties, the knots. So is this a string or like a I don't know. Think about the Genshin, yeah. Okay. Still, Chiori isn't really a happy girl like this. She wouldn't go, haha. She also probably wouldn't go like as long as I have friends with me. She's more like leave me alone and don't bother me kind of girl. What do the two faces mean? It's her skill. When she uses her skill, she summons like a spirit clone of herself. Let's showcase Shenhe's skill. Wait, do I have her anywhere? No, but we can put her here for now.
承知した。立ってい
Oh
れ
yeah,
ばいい
also,
のか？
it's right here. You don't even need to play her, she's right here.
入れよ。
Right? It's kind of brief, but yeah, the clone appears. Also, when you burst, I think you can also see the clones.
念の表情。
Yeah, here she is. When you hold, she's here for a bit longer. There isn't really any lore behind this. This is just how her technique manifests for some reason. Okay, where's my boy Dahlia?
私も来ちゃいました。
Oops. Okay, back here. Surely. Eventually it will be Shuei. It has to be Shuei. Her skin is really good. It's quite nice. I do like her default skin a lot as well, though. Too bad they stole our belly button. Shenhe released right during some like censorship pressures were hitting Genshin, and they had to release skins for some of the older characters. We got the Amber, Jean, Mona, and Rosaria skins. And in China, I'm pretty sure in China they are still like the only skin you can choose. You can't actually play the old ones. It's only like overseas we got the new skins as an option. In China they are a must. That was a weird time. Was that like just some small group targeting Hoyo. This wasn't actually like government pressure. Nowadays, they haven't been causing any trouble. Okay. Jeopard. This is this, but it's not from Yarilo. I should have more guesses. No, Veld uses this mat. It's not Veld. Maybe it's Himeko. Does Himeko use this mat? No, she doesn't. Wait, is this Aster Express? Wait, does Veld use this then? Because this means that it's... If it's Aster Express... It's Physical MC? Or Danheng or Veld? Wait, maybe it is Veld after all. And I'm remembering it wrong. Shoot, it was Veld. I thought he uses this. Huh. Well, time to update my knowledge base. God always treats me like a child, but come to think of it, at his age, who isn't a child to him? Yunli. There are so few quotes in Star Rail Genshin, by the way. They keep just reappearing. What's this ability though? Moze. No. It's some sort of sword thingy. Maybe it's a lance actually. Maybe it's Argenti. Is this Danheng? The regular one? Nice. Old model of Xiangling? What do you mean by old model of Xiangling? Some pre-beta stuff or what? Because there hasn't been any older model in game. Swords. Let's go Yanqing. Nope. Ice Cube. Wait, I would have gone Yanqing again. Maybe Jingyu then. Boba. Oh, this is March. Why Ice Cube then? If it's Hunt March, it's not Ice Cube anymore. White headband? Yeah, I don't know what you are talking about. Haven't seen that one. Anomaly? Miyabi? It's Yanagi. Easy. Okay, and let's finally do this quest. It's been sitting in my quest log for like a month or two at this point. And then there is also the Yahoda quest that I need to begin. Haven't even started that one.
Yeah.
Where were we even in this quest? Did they actually start it at all? I think we just met and that was like... Let's head back or something?
ヤホダはまだ戻ってないみたいだね。ここでちょっと待っててくれ。お茶を入れてくるよ。
Here, kitty kitty. Oh, we are petting the cat! We're actually petting the cat. What a breakthrough. I know there was already the cat petting event, but it wasn't actually like a character model petting a cat. It was just like a fictional hand.
お待たせ。お茶の用意ができたよ。ミルクと砂糖はそこにあるから、必要ならどうぞ。
She took so long.
アシュルはあんたたちによく懐いてるみたいだね。私がこの子を拾った時はまるでライオンのように暴れてたのに、私以外ほとんど誰も触れなかったんだよ。うかつに近づくと大抵はこいつの爪と牙で追い払われたものさ。
アッシュルってそんなに暴れん坊だったのか？今の姿からは想像もつかないな。
もう随分と昔のことさ。当時私とこいつは灘くらいに来たばかりだった。私たちには頼れるものが何もなくってね。あの時の灘くらいで生き延びるためには牙を剥くしかなかったんだ。もうそんな必要はないけどね。さて、今はあんたたちの好奇心を満たしてあげる時間だよ。私と冒険者協会の長期協力に興味があるんだったね。
Her on the side where you can switch to her? She has a different image on the side. Oh yeah, I think I remember people talking about how it's slightly different. I never noticed though. Goba looks like a panda. I haven't seen a panda Goba though. I still can't believe you would need to post a commission. It must be for something really important.
ネフェルが他の人を頼らないといけないなんて、よっぽどすごい宝物なんじゃないか？
大事なものではあるけど、宝物かどうかは人によるね。ほら、冒険者協会に探してもらったのはこの本だよ。見てみるといい。
Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, I'm not reading all that. I could skim through it, but I'm not gonna read it out loud. Although books in Genshin are very important, especially fairy tales. Historical records are way less valuable than fairy tales. Yeah, I wish I could read this, but I would need like a minute by myself. Too much to read out loud. So yeah, I will take a look at it another day and probably never.
読んだ感じ、スメールの童話っぽいな。
There's some kind of riddle hidden inside.
え、また謎解きと宝探しか？じゃあ応援してるぞ。多分オイラには解けないだろうから。
そういうんじゃないよ。これはスメールの砂漠に伝わるごく普通の物語さ。
There are no regular
宝のありかが記されてるわけでもなければ、
regular stories in
隠さ
Teyvat.
れた暗号もない。私がわざわざ探してたのはね、父と関係してるからだよ。
Your father?
そう。以前父のことを紹介しただろ。私たちがどんな運命をたどったかも覚えてるはずだ。最悪を呼ぶ戦利品を持ち帰り、村が黄砂に飲み込まれる前、父はよく私に物語を聞かせてくれた。もちろん当時のスメールの状況はあんたたちも知ってるだろ。温かくて知恵にあふれた物語はウリンの幸運な子たちだけが聞ける特権だった。防砂壁で隔てられた砂漠の民にとって知恵と温情は贅沢品だ。彼らが語り継いできた物語の唯一にして最も重要な役割。それは子供たちに生きる方法を教えることだ。例えば、食べ物をお粗末にすればサソリになり、水を大切にしない人は舌を失う。それから善良は美徳だが、他人を簡単に信じてしまえば災いを招く。騙してもいいがバレないことが前提だとかね。でも父はこういう物語に感化された典型的な砂漠の人間になってほしくなかったよ
He
う
failed.
だ。集めた物語を脚色してもっとこう温かい物語に変えていた。父の物語では嘘つきはロバになり、好き嫌いをする子供は歯が痛くなり、人殺しは崖から落ちる運命にあった。
その気持ちちょっとわかるぞ。誰だって自分の子供には立派に育ってほしいって思うはずだもんな。
So what did you think of those stories, Nefer?
私？ああ、 当時の私は好きだったよ。毎晩父が寝かしつけのために聞かせてくれる物語を心待ちにしてた。昼になると私はその本を持って外に出て他の子供に聞かせるんだ。みんな私を羨ましがってた。どこへ行っても子供たちがついてきて物語を聞くために何でもしてくれた。すべてが終わりを迎えるその時までね。父も友人も部族の人もそして物語も黄砂の下に埋もれてしまった。その後私は教令院に行った。そこで物語の原作をいくつか読んだんだ。詐欺師は一度も罰せられない。なぜなら騙される愚か者が悪いから。殺人犯はいつも逃げ延びる。なぜならそいつの手にしか剣がないから。好き嫌いする子供は水を無駄にした子供と同じようにトカゲに変えられ永遠に岩の下で縮こまっていた。その時ようやく気づいたのさ。父は私をずっと騙していたことに。その筆でぬくもりのある世界を描いていたんだけれど父はもういない。その偽りの世界は滅んだ。私は真相と向き合うべきだと思ったよ。幸い私は要領が良くてね、すぐ砂漠の人間になれたよ。父が望まなかった存在にね。その後は嘘、欺瞞、復讐、破滅。砂漠で何万回も繰り返されてきた展開が続く。あんたたちもよく知ってるものだよ。
So the reason I started collecting these stories was to find out what the originals were really like?
そうなるね。あの人が自分の娘にどれだけの嘘をついていたのか私は知りたい。それだけだよ。この世界でたった一人父に騙された人間としてその詐欺を書き留める義務があると思ってる。だってあの人は詐欺師として無名すぎるからね。それに時の王トートも私のこの行動を歓迎してくれてるはずだよ。真偽を見定める道具を探せって言ったのは他でもないトートなんだから。父が脚色した物語は幼い私が世界をどう見るかその基盤を作った。そして物語の本当の結末を知ってこの世界の真の姿をより深く理解できるようになった。私にとってこれらの物語は確かに真偽を見定める手助けになったのさ。こうして集めていくことで時の王が求めてる答えにつながるかもしれない。だから名戸くらいで落ち着いた後、私は様々なルートを使って父が話してくれた物語の原作を探すことにした。でもこれら物語のほとんどは砂漠の民が口で語り継いできたもので文字として残っていない。それに今は名戸くらいにいるし、この足で砂漠に残る人たちを訪ねることも難しい。ヤフォダに任せようかとも思ったけど、もともとうちは人手不足だからね。それはやめたよ。だから無数の冒険者を抱える冒険者協会と長期の協力関係を結んだのさ。砂漠の民の物語を届けてくれたらそれに見合う報酬を支払う。そうだね、ちょっとした手助けをすることもある。サリーンは私の条件を快く受け入れすぐに合意してくれた。結果としてこの協力関係はとても満足のいくものになってる。
So what's special about the story you just got your hands on?
ああ、これは父が私に話してくれた最後の物語で唯一どこも脚色がされてなかった物語でもある。ずっと嘘をついてきたその人は初めて物語を正しく語った後黄砂に埋もれてしまった。はあ、この物語の中にこんな一節がある。 彼は心の奥底から善良であり、これは何者にも代え難い知恵であるってね。皮肉にも程があるって思わないかい？この物語に興味があるなら写しをあげよう。ちなみに旅人、あんたも冒険者だったね。
Yeah, I am. What makes you ask?
あんたはずっと世界を旅していて知識が豊富だってことも知ってる。だからさ、その気があったら長期的な協力関係を結んでみないかと思ってね。どうだい？もし旅の途中でスメールの砂漠の人間にまつわる物語を手に入れたら、私に届けてくれないかい？その時は満足のいく報酬を支払おう。
オイラたちをここに来させたのはそれを言うためだったんだな。
There was a commission at the end of this after all.
じゃあ実り多い協力関係になることを願ってるよ。それにしてもどうしてヤホダはまだ戻らないんだろうね。あの子が受けた依頼、そんなに難しいんだろうか。
Intriguing. That's all you hear of Yahoda? And now she's gone? But I can also get the Yahoda quest. Also, I should be able to get the Yahoda money. I have her in the second team actually. Just went all the way around. But I'm pretty sure she can also open this chest once. Perhaps Yahoda would like to inspect the chest. Let's see how much we've made recently. I remember boss saying she was going to give me a bonus. How about I help my... Huh? What is the money? There's nothing in here but a slip of paper. My dear Yahoda, your bonus doesn't come from this box. Be sure to close it properly afterward. But it's trying to scare me again. Maybe there's a hidden compartment inside here somewhere. There's a hidden compartment in there. Your bonus is right here. Oh, thanks, boss. Hey, boss! I was just doing a cash count. I'll get to work right now. Stop right there. Yes, boss. Lock the box properly. Yes, boss. Now you can go. Yes, boss. 100,000 more. And Jen never gets to open the box 3 times. Wait, what was that? Oh, those are just the letters. Wait, can I view them as Yahoda? Please don't make me rescue another cat again. Someone left the letter here again. I hope this doesn't mean another troublesome case. Seeing to join the Fatui. Do you happen to know any way I could get in? I'm ready and willing to pay any... I'm done reading this nonsense. What's with this fool always pestering us to help him join the Fatui? What's so great about the Fatui anyway? Why can't he just live a nice quiet life? Oh, that's right, I have to write a reply. What was it that boss wrote the other time? I think it was, regrettably, we don't have any expertise in this area and are hence unable to help in this matter. You can probably see a few other letters, but... I'm gonna waste the time. Can you talk with Ashru? Where is Ashru anyways? Because I think you can talk with Ashru as Lauma. But maybe you can go pet it as Yahoda as well. But possibly not. Oh wow, I think I've seen this before. Charlotte Lady Nefer doesn't give interviews. If you have commissions that need dealing with, please direct your questions to her. Hello Wilson? Yeah, I just got Yahoda's Mora, and I've already collected Nevers in the past. I'm commenting I want to pet Ashru. I know said that I can pet Yahoda's head, but my request was denied. I will try again next time. I said no, you dumb robot. Cute. 8k Primos and a dream. You can probably skip the 6. The 6 aren't that impactful. They're nice, but not game changers. If you are short on Primo gems, maybe better to save. Whoa. If a Sig is huge though? Not really huge. It's nice, but it doesn't look like anything super special. I think C1 is probably better, especially if you already have some 5-star statistics lying around. Because Sig, if a Sig gives her 24% attack and 40% lunar team damage, lunar charged damage to the team. C1 is 50% lunar charge damage to the team. And you still get to play a different weapon, right? You either get to play some sort of a stat stick, or you get to play Fav or Kitane. So if anything, it's better to pull like the C1 here. Or C1 and C2 Columbina. Columbina C1 is fine, and C2 is like the big busted one. Is it good enough? She's not on an on-fielder, so it essentially doesn't have a passive on her, so not really, no. Radiant Spear is only good on on-fielders. That can keep up the stack count. Oh yeah, also I can do these.
こいつ、こ
And
の
you have
前
unique
ラドク
dialogue.
ライとスネージナヤを結ぶ秘密の近道を探してほしいとか頼んでたな。そんな情報があったとして教えると思うか？先生行動奪う。
Sometimes you don't get dialogue. Yeah, you only get dialogue for a few characters. Probably the ones where Yahoda doesn't get the dialogue are the ones that Nefer gets dialogue for, I would imagine. Which I'm not gonna go around the entire not cry. Although I do want to go to Intel Exchange and enable. Wait, quest not available yet. Oh, wait, what? Okay, now it's available. I just need to click enable quest and now it's available? How does that work? Oh, there are 2 Yahodas. Was more than 1 Yahoda, 2 Yahodas.
依頼は問題なく完遂されたようですね。ありがとうございます、ヤホダさん。報酬をお受け取りください。
だから問題ないって言っただろ。結構稼げたな。他にも稼げる依頼があったら紹介してくれよ。
わかりました。少々お待ちを。
それって。おいキャサリン、そのアクセサリーって賞金付き依頼を出すために持ってこられたもんか？
よくお分かりになりましたね。おっしゃる通り、これはイハンティさんが賞金付き依頼を出すための担保として教会に置い、
その依頼、あたいが受ける。情報をくれ。
I skipped the line by
で
accident.
すが、この依頼の報酬金は高くありませんし、アクセサリーも今の市場では大した値がつきません。ヤフォダさんのご希望には合っていないと思いますが。
いいから早く情報をくれ。事前事業だと思って受けてやるから。たまにはいいことをしないとな。
はあ、承知しました。少々お待ちください。
Can you commit this again?
どうせ普段は他にやることもないし、ずっと店に困ってアシュルを撫でてるわけにもいかないだろ。そんなことしてたらネフェル姉さん、もっとボスに追い出されちまう。旅人パイモン、あんたらは腕が立つし、一緒にこの依頼をやらないか？報酬は山分けだ。依頼か。そういうことはこいつの専門だから、こっちに聞いてくれ。
Alright, then why not? What kind of commission are we talking?
きっとそんな大した依頼じゃないだろう。イハンティのやつならあたいもよく知ってる。肝っ玉が小さいから依頼も大した内容じゃないって。
ヤフォダさん、イハンティさんからの依頼についてはここに詳しく書かれています。ご覧ください。
どれどれ、あの臆病者、一体どんな依頼を。どうしたんだ？難しい依頼なのか？別に、ただ意外だっただけだ。自分じゃ鶏も締められないイハンティが人の命を奪うような依頼を出すなんてな。
Life or death? I'm a law-abiding person, just so you know. Yeah, not back then in Sumeru.
あんたが？確かにそんな感じはするな。安心しなって、今のは冗談だから。依頼内容は 盗賊団からあるものを取り戻してほしいってだけだよ。泥棒にとって金は命であり、命は金だからな。人の命を奪う依頼って言えるだろ。それじゃあ行くか。コソ泥どもが相手ならあたいに考えがある。あんたの出る幕はないかもな。
Is it gonna be like Yehoda's old crew or something?
しけてんな。何にも持ってねえとはよ。
おい彼は
誰だってヤホだか。珍しいじゃねえか。なんか用か？
別に。あんた数日前に違反ティってやつのところで盗みを働いたろ。この金をやるから取ったものを渡してくれ。今日のあたいは優しいからあんたから買ったってことにしといてやるよ。
さすがネフェルがバックにいるだけあって実に文明的だな。もし嫌だと言ったらどうする気だ？
彼は頼むよ。あんたもバカな兄弟たちも一度くらいまともになるって。
ヤホだ。わざわざ遠くから盗賊のところに足を運んで物を買うだと？苦労して手に入れたものをお前に差し出せってのか？
なんか交渉決裂って感じがする
You probably would have been better off just taking the money. Especially because we're gonna beat him up.
あたいが間違ってたよ。ネフェル姉さんのやり方を真似て交渉なんてするべきじゃなかった。あんたらみたいなアホに理解できる交渉手段はやっぱり拳だよな。旅人、一緒にこいつらを倒すぞ。
け、見くびりやがって。兄弟たち、かかり！積年の恨みを今日こそ晴らしてやれ。
Do they really not know us? Every thief in Tebas should know us.
任せて。物語は始まったばかりだよ。
俺の負けだ。もうやめてくれ。
Everything's on fire.
さっさとこうしてれば面倒なことにならなかったんだ。金を持って腕のいい医者のとこにでも行きな。
どういうつもりだ？俺を憐れんでるのか？
アホか。ほら、金を受け取りな。後で海に投げ捨てようが、その金で人を雇ってあたいを殴ろうが、それはあんたの自由だ。飢えと全身の痛みは気持ちのいいもんじゃないぞ。自分を苦しめるなって、彼は。
あの病人から取ったものは近くに置いてある。小銭の他は一枚の絵と破れたぬいぐるみしか入ってなかったぜ。金は全部使っちまったが、他のものは捨てる時間がなかったから、まだあの辺にあるはずだ。
そうか。それじゃあ最後に質問だ。今イハンティを病人って呼んだのはなんでだ？
そのままの意味だよ。奴は病気のせいですっかり弱りきってる。俺が見た時は床にうつ伏せになってピクリともしなかったんだ。俺はてっきりそれで奴の懐にあった包みを奪ったんだ。
最後にあんたがイハンティを見た場所に印をつけな。
最後？確かこの辺だったか。
分かった。旅人パイモン、行くぞ。取り戻したものを直接依頼人に返す必要がある。
ヤホだ。お前は本当に変わったやつだ。恐ろしいほど頭が切れる時もあれば、驚くほどバカな時もある。
If I would enter combat with something to start running, that's the exploration strat with yeah, hold on. Enter combat. Oh wait, it doesn't work if there are no elements nearby. Shoot, it's not that simple. You gotta first apply an element, start running nearby, near an enemy, and then you can run out. Then you can run away. Also, I gotta get these. Oops. Let's do Durin. Oh! 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 What was that? My game was lagging for a second. Hello?
Yep.
Yeah, I knew I could plunge from this rock.
Say! Say!
Oh.
Say!
You don't really need much more height than a regular jump plunge. It's just that getting that height can be pretty tricky, even just a little bit more. Oops.
誰だ。金ならない。もう何もないんだ。俺の命が欲しいのなら持っていけよ。
イーハンティ、依頼のものを取り戻してきたぞ。
ヤフォだ。お前なのか。声は聞こえるが、俺はもうはっきりとは見えないんだ。
あたいだよ。目の前にいる。こんなに重病なのに、なんであたいのところに来なかったんだ。
落ちぶれた野良犬は死にかかっていようと、きらびやかな街に足を踏み入れたりしないだろう。金持ちから過去に何度も無知で撃たれてきたんだぞ。
あたいはそんなやつじゃない。ネフェ、ボスだってそうだ。
だったら余計にいけない。お前らが親切だとみんなが知ったら、お前らは毎日その相手をしないといけなくなる。
ボスの前でそんな空気の読めない行動をとるやつはいないよ。
だが、お前はいつもこっそり親切をして、後でそいつのせいで痛い目を見てきただろ
う。あたいはボスから多くを学んだんだ。あたいを傷つけられるやつなんていないし、そんなことは今後も起こらない。
人助けをやめるつもりはないんだな。
これはあたい自身の問題だ。
親分がお前を大切にする理由はそれかもな。
あたいが今まで生きてこられたのもきっとそのおかげだ。
その通りだ、ヤホだ。その通りだよ。
よし、イハンティ。あたいに手伝えることがあったら今すぐ言ってくれ。
相変わらずだな。俺が金をたかるんじゃないか、罠を仕掛けてるんじゃないかって警戒しないのか。
あんたはそんなことしない。もう知り合って長いだろ。
それだけの理由で？
だいたいあんたはそんなざまなのにどうやってあたいを陥れるんだ？
少しは成長したみたいだな。骨までボロボロになった毒蛇なら、まあ助けても噛まれる心配はないか。なら頼みがある。その袋の中にある絵を丸めて俺のポケットに入れてくれ。もうそいつを持ち上げる力も残っていないんだ。俺と妻と娘で一緒に描いた絵でな。俺が今この世で唯一大切にしているものだ。他のものは俺にとってもう何の価値もない。
もし以前のあんたがそのセリフを聞いたらおかしくて笑い転げるだろうね。
残念だが、かつて俺が何よりも大切にしていたものは結局妻子を救うことも俺の人生を救うこともできなかったよ。 これが盗賊の宿命なのかもな。俺たちが略奪したものは結局また奪い返され、最終的には何も残らないんだ。俺が依頼を出すために担保として差し出したペンダントも俺の最後の財産。いや、あれも俺のとは言えないな。
これあんたが一番最初に盗み出したアクセサリーだろ。何度もあたいに話してたじゃないか。どんな方法を使ったか、盗まれたと知った金持ちがどんな顔をしてたか。
ああ、もうそれはお前のものだ。
このアクセサリーの持ち主は誰なんだ？
ホロモフっていうスネージナヤ人だ。ナドくらいに住んでたが、今はスネージナヤに戻ってるはずだ。お前、まさか。
あたいはもう盗賊じゃないし、盗んだものを私物化したりしない。このアクセサリーの持ち主がいるんなら、そいつに返すべきだろう。
お前ってやつは本当にバカだな。親分の言ってた通りだ。お前のようなやつが盗賊をやっても一生金持ちになれない。
わかったから、もう喋るな。戻って医者を呼んでくるから。
大丈夫だ。俺は自分の行くべき場所へ行く。
イハンティ。
ヤフォだ。親分が決めた掟を知っているよな。
安息を願う者はそれを手にすべき。
そいつを実行してくれ。俺の言っていることわかるよな。
わかった。
俺を手伝ってくれるのがお前で嬉しいぞ、ヤフォだ。だが俺にはお前に残してやれる宝物なんて何もない。もしいるならこのぬいぐるみでも持っていけ。
Aw, cute.
これはでも、このぬいぐるみってあんたに。
ああ、勘違いするなよ。これは自分で作ったものだ。お前が今までに作ったぬいぐるみは言われた通り全部燃やしたよ。どうだ、まだ目が見えてた頃に作ったんだが、なかなか器用なもんだろう。持っていけ、ヤフォだ。俺からの最後のプレゼントだ。
また会いに来るからな。
行け。じゃあな。ありがとう。親分、どうやら俺たちもう逃げられないみたいだ。
はい、これで依頼は完了です。教会からの報酬金をお持ちしますので少しお待ちください。イヤフォダさん、顔色が悪いようですが、何かあったのですか？
別に何もないよ。
そうですか。では少々お待ちください。報酬金をご用意します。
Really okay, Yahoda?
医者は呼ばないって言ったけど、イハンティすごく辛そうだったよな。やっぱり大丈夫だ。掟に従うと言った以上、そうしないと。
So you two know each other well?
あたいの元仕事仲間だよ。イハンティは臆病なやつだけど、仲間の中で一番儲けてたんだ。他のやつらはただバカみたいに人を騙したり物を取ったりしてたけど、あいつはいろんな手段を駆使して相手に喜んで金を出させることができたからな。まだ仕事仲間だった頃、あいつにはよくいろんな話術を教わったし、うまいもんも食わせてもらった。
Do you consider him a friend?
友達そりゃないな。 あんなまともじゃない場所で友達を作るバカなんていない。せいぜい知り合い程度だろな。あいつがあたいの面倒をよく見てくれたのは自分の力を見せつけたかったからだ。あたいという従者をそばに置くことで自分を大きく見せることもできたしな。でもよくしてもらってたのは確かだ。今あたいがあいつを助けるのもただ恩を返したいからってだけだよ。
では報酬金をお受け取りください。ヤフォダさん、教会へのご協力ありがとうございます。
ほら、こっちはあんたらの分だ。旅人、さっきはありがとな。あたいはそろそろ非分の館に戻るよ。もしボスが急に何か思いついてその時あたいがいなかったらきっとまた小言を言われるからな。医者は呼ばないと言ったけど鎮痛薬を送ってやるくらいなら大丈夫だろう。ボスならきっとコネがあるはずだし頼み込んでみるか。最悪今月の給料は諦めるしかないな。いや、全部諦めるのは無理だ。半分くらいだな。うん、そうしよう。明日には薬をイハンティに渡せるはずだ。
She was extending. When is the next day? I guess we'll wait until the next day on the next day. One more thing I want to do though. I also have this unleveled Favlans. Oh, it is the feathers again. Let's finish the Fav sword first though. Because I'm very close. I should just be able to spend the 20 extra resin that I made while streaming. It should be enough for that. And we can come back for the Favlans eventually. And maybe do a 4th Fav bow as well, if we're gonna have 4 Fav swords and 4 Fav lances. Or is it 5 Fav swords? I don't know. Maybe I should just have like 12 of each for full 3 Stygian teams. I could probably use the Yahoda team actually. Durin clears this solo anyways. Funny thing is that even if I want to be like main DPS Durin here, even though I can vape, it's still better to do white mode because of the AoE.
風だ。ここだよ。
任せて。物語は始まったばかりだよ。
黒き翼よ、昼夜を切り裂きなさい。は？
Okay, I'll just see what we get here.
よいしょ。
Curl mount 1. Oh, we need to get lucky for this to be enough. Whatever, I can come back to this later. Just wanted to get the mats now. Because it's already pretty late. Let's go back to Not Cry. Hopefully this quest won't trigger automatically by itself. But maybe it will and then I'll watch it off stream by accident. We will see. But owning Yehoda isn't too difficult. She's a 4-star. So this quest isn't that as gated as some of the others. Okay, so I'm not forgetting about the trash, but thank you everybody very much for watching. I do have a stream every single day at 8 PM CET, which is 3 hours before now. You can join the Discord server to get stream notifications and the like. Man, there are so many streamers with actual views. Crazy. Let's do this one. Yeah. Enjoy the Discord server, and I will see you tomorrow for some Zenless? I think it's gonna be Zenless. I have a lot of endgame to clear over there. And yeah, let's stretch a bit. Okay. And see ya.